Australian.
Hello and welcome to Stars Without Number Abaddaon Season 2, Week 1. I don't have anything else to say besides this. I'm just going to give it to Liam, and Liam can say other stuff that isn't just this.
Then.
Why? That's wrong. You talk,
Yes.
Liam, I'll figure this out.
Why are you Googling cats?
Well, let's not talk about that.
What has he done? What did he fuck up? Okay, it doesn't matter. Alright.
I like you
You
cats.
saw what he was doing.
Welcome,
What of it?
everybody, to Season 2.
Finally.
Season 1 ended with the untimely death of a character, and we had some time away from the setting, so I figured that now would be a good time to breathe some new life into a different part of the world and kind of see what's happening. So, what was happening in the world when we last left it? What was happening in the system?
Some
You
fucked up
may or
shit.
may not have started a revolution or two.
We definitely started one.
Sure.
Probably started
Definitely
two.
one.
Yes, we don't know what the spaces are doing now, so they might have started their own.
That's true. That is true. The spaces could be off doing, interesting things. So yeah, kind of the last thing we saw was the old party causing hell on Mars and inciting a revolution against the joint Earth government. And I think the scene we fade up on, if you will, is a man seated before a camera in the uniform of a admiral in the Martian garrison. On his breast is a name tag that says Olsen. And he looks dead at the camera, dead straight at the camera, and says, and I think the top of the screen, it says press release from the Free Martian government, and it's the man looks into the camera and starts. My name is Admiral Olsen. I was the commander of the Martian garrison at the time of a change of ideas, an acknowledgement of the fact that many Martians knew that the Earth government was no longer upholding and supporting the decisions and needs of the Martian people. They took violent action against citizens of Mars and caused casualties amongst the civilian population. Because of this, I am here on behalf of the Martian government to announce a split from the government of Earth. To announce the Martian people as a free and independent state. The Martian garrison are no longer. We are now the Martian Republic Navy. We are our own congressional state and will no longer accept the rule of Earth. To the people of Mars, this will be a time of flux and change, but a change for the better. A change in which your ruling government will uphold what you need most, and not supporting a planet that we have been apart from for many, many years now. And in this time, we will need to stand together as one people, united against the response Earth will throw at us. He pauses and looks off to his side, looks up, and says, to the Earth government, we wish this split to be peaceful and without conflict. We wish this split to open ties between our people. ties of trade, ties of friendship. This does not need to come to blows, and there does not need to be a loss of innocent life. You'll move. And the camera cuts, and we see a flag, formerly of the Martian colony, but whereas previously it had no writing or text on it, above the red orb in the center that is meant to represent Mars, we see the text Martian Republic. And then the screen fades to black, and on the screen we see 3 weeks later appear. And as we fade in, we see a speckling of a starscape. And a few of the stars we see moving very slightly, a small cluster near the center of the screen. As the camera starts to move, we pan in on what appears to be a cluster of ships. And printed along their hull is EDFN and a variety of names. We fly through the fleet until we come across one stenciled on the side, the EDFN Andromache. Where do we see the XO of said ship? And what do we see? Who is the XO?
That depends. Is it my shift?
Yep, you're on shift.
Yeah, well, then we see the bridge, sort of like we see the comms units and everyone working, and where the captain should be is stands a tall woman wearing the uniform of the EDF. She obviously looks slightly above, like if you had to put her as like a not a weathered face, like her features are almost like doll-like in their complexion, and she looks like she came out of a movie. She's like massive figure, tall, imposing, but incredibly just unnaturally fixed up. And she's just looking at some screens and looking sort of bored, but there's like this edge to the boredom that doesn't come out as like a frown, perhaps, in her features. She's got the blonde hair and blue eyes of some sort of European person with several insignias and EDF commemorations on her uniform.
Sweet. Oh yeah. And as we kind of look around, we see the rest of the command crew at the stations all set about delivering this ship to its final destination. And at this point, we've kind of just executed like the flip and burn, which essentially to get ships from point A to B in the system, it's constant acceleration to a midpoint where the ship flips and starts decelerating the other direction. So we're on the home stretch. We've passed the halfway mark. It's been probably roughly a week and a half of travel so far. What have doing? What's the XO been doing during this time? Obviously, you've had combat drills and stuff, and trials to make sure the ship is ready after its break. What has the XO specifically been doing?
On her personal time? Or
yeah,
like,
bit of both.
yeah.
Like, what do we see? If we see like a little bit of a flashback through the time.
I think there might be a couple of muted conversations with the Marine commander.
Sure. Okay. The commander himself, or is the XO present?
Oh man, I'm gonna. I mean, the commanders. That depends on the shifts, right? So
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we share shifts with the XO, so it would be the XO for the most
Sure.
part.
So what do we see as we see? Well, I guess this is a conversation that's happening kind of right now. We see the XO of the ship, Dal, walk up to Marine XO. Who do we see?
There is a man standing there, about 6 foot, probably 6 foot exactly, around 60, 63 kgs. Is very built, but rather like slim, so like very agile looking. He has very dark skin, fully clean shaven, short, like military haircut. If he was to be played by an actor, it would be Omar Epps from House, Dr. Foreman. Yeah. He has a massive scar across his face that goes from like the top of his forehead down all the way to his cheeks under his eye, and it has like lightning forking things coming off of it. Other than that, he has a pretty wrinkled face, relatively young, like late mid-20s. He's wearing just like a grey, basic, tight-fitting t-shirt that relatively short sleeves. Out of the left arm, you can see like a series of tattoos going down his arm, like one's cut off halfway, and the bottom of it, or in the middle of it, sorry, there's a distinctive one that is just like a giant ram's head inside of like a gear, or not a ram, a buffalo rather. He's wearing just black pants, black like military pants, black combat boots, and has a holster on his side with a mag pistol in it. His right leg is got no pants on it, and you just see this relatively hefty looking bionic leg, or cyberware prosthetic leg. He has a prosthetic leg, is what I'm trying to say. His right arm was also covered in stars. He's clearly very muscular as well. Standing there at attention with his arms behind his back.
So yeah, what do you say?
Lieutenant, halfway there.
Didn't we say that last week?
We're always halfway to somewhere.
Ain't that the truth? I'm excited to get there. To actually do something. It's been a while.
First time I'll see Mars up close. What about you?
It's a fucking shithole, I'll tell you that. Dusty, and then dust, and more dust. A lot of dust. I've had a couple missions there. It's nothing special, nothing like Earth.
And you're going back there. Did you make any friends?
I mean, you could call them friends, I suppose. I probably wouldn't count them among my closest associates, but you never know. They might have taken a shine to me.
Well, you know what they say. The planet's a shithole, but it's ours.
Of course
they
it's
can't
ours.
fucking have it.
Everything's ours. We built it. We sustain it. Plus, what are they going to do without us? Starve? Grow their own food? Not likely.
It's
They
gonna
need
be
us.
a bitch of a fight.
I'll give the Martians one thing. Maybe only one thing. They have fucking tough Marines. They know how to fight.
Yeah. And the apocalypse is coming to knock on their door.
Is that my name now? Oh, I like the change.
You
What are
think
your
I'll be
thoughts,
down
man?
there with you?
What's that? Here, sorry.
You think I'll be down there with you?
Well, I don't currently have a psyker on my squad, so I hope so. You guys are also tough motherfuckers, I'd say.
There's a short list of psychics in the EDF, and with the Martian desertion, that's a shorter list than it should be.
Well, it's a good thing we have one of the best here, eh?
That's what they're sending to Mars, the best, and we'll make a hell of a knock when we finally arrive.
Look, if I had any sympathy for them, I'd potentially feel sorry for what they brought down upon themselves, but, well, I don't, so I don't.
Did you check out the cities yet?
Just sighs. Those fucking pencil pushers, eh? They're going to get someone else killed. I just hope it's not me or one of my boys.
Yeah.
I think at this point,
You think
we
any of them
see-
are infiltrators?
And maybe at that point,
yeah,
Yeah.
I think like hearing that, we see like the doors to the CIC open, and a Marine steps in, just one of the standard Marines, and just behind him, following him, we see Seymour. What do we see? Describe Seymour for us.
You see Seymour as an older man. He has grey going through his streaks of grey going through his hair already. Bit shorter than average, with a more rounded, less refined face. He looks a bit out of shape and probably not the best fit on a military ship. Yet he's here anyway. He walks in and looks around and says, "This is my first time in this area."
speak of the
The
fucking
Marine,
devil, eh?
The Marine salutes both of you, and kind of nods towards Voss and says, "LT, civilian here for Passover. Your watch."
Thank
Take it
you.
from here.
You're dismissed, soldier. Go get some rest.
Salutes, turns about and leaves the CIC.
In the doorway, you see a bright orange drone hovering.
That fucking thing again.
Introductions.
It's not in the room; it's just hovering outside the door.
The light
Yeah,
triggers
I think the
them.
Marine like very specifically told you, Seymour, that thing cannot come into the CIC. Words. And yeah, exactly, right.
Is this
but
the
yeah,
first
you
time
very
we're meeting?
specifically- I don't think so. Like, not you. Definitely not you, because like he's kind of your responsibility, right? It has to be someone of rank enough to be responsible. And the Marine commander sure as fuck doesn't want him. So it's kind of just been given to you. So you definitely not. But it might be the first time that Seymour has met Dao. You guys can decide that among yourselves.
Time.
Probably the first time it's personal. Like,
So here's
See the-
okay. Here's the question: Has Dahl been explicitly avoiding
oh yeah.
Seymour? Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, you've for the first time, Seymour, you see Dahl, the troll, the winner of the Medal of Honor.
I walk straight up to her, holding my hand out, saying, you must be Commander Dahl. It's so nice to finally meet you. I haven't seen you at all these last 3 weeks."
Oh man. She
I
just
have my
glares
hand out
down
ready
at
to
you.
shake.
Yeah, she just glares down at you and she's just like, "What's with the hardware? Expecting news?"
Always news somewhere. With that, the door closes.
Mean.
You never know what you might catch. I'm just trying to get everything I can. That's what I was told to do.
You've been told that it's not allowed in here, right?
It's not in here.
I'm just making sure.
Into the fresh air. Second
Yes,
floor of the ship.
I do notice the air seems a bit less stale in here. So
What use the ships
tell
are you?
me, what are we actually doing here? I was never actually told much.
That's because it's on need-to-know basis. And you do not need to know right now.
I feel like I kind of should. I need to know what I'm filming.
Well, it's up to the captains to inform the civilians. I'll brief you when it's time.
Yes, I've also not met the captain yet either. He seems to also be avoiding me. I look directly at Dahl.
I'd show you around and introduce you, but not exactly appropriate yet.
Yes, I suppose you're also busy like everyone else on the ship.
Yeah,
There's a lot of work to do.
I like you milling around at a safe distance. You can watch the camo and the monsters doing their work, but you can't stay there. It's dangerous.
It's no matter. I still get what I need. Should I need to.
I've read your
Me-
report, and
Hmm?
apparently you are trained in pistols? Armed combat?
Yes. Training, no, more of simulator.
Of fucking course you are. Oh. I will need
I
to
was
assess your
really
combat
high
capabilities
scoring.
before you go anywhere near the field. You understand this?
I just say, I was really high scoring in Call of Duty.
The fuck is a Call of Duty?
You don't know Call of Duty? It's like one of the big games these days. It died a few years ago, but then it got rebooted for the 7th time.
I don't really have time for games. You know, all the shooting I do.
You seem to have got into a bit of a scrape there. I nod towards your leg.
Yes, it seems that way,
I'm
doesn't
sure.
it? It
I'm
just
sure Lieutenant
brushes you
Voss
off.
would take you to the gun range at one point or another. We don't take kindly to civvies messing around with military gear, but I'm sure he would make an exception, a very big exception for you.
I'm not
At this
taking him on
point,
the ground
um,
unless he has been assessed by me or you.
At this point, one of the officers, like in the CIC, you hear him yell, "Captain on deck!" And stepping through the door, we see Captain Spencer and Lieutenant Commander Eva, or Lieutenant Commander Kruger.
A
who's the
bright
Marine
flash
with
goes
the-
off as the door opens.
the Marine commander and Captain Church both step onto the deck and nod and say, "As you were, continue." The captain looks over towards Dahl and says, "We need to have a word. Come to my ready room."
Aye, sir.
And he turns and leaves. And the Lieutenant Colonel Kruger turns to you, Voss, and says, "Your turn babysitting the civilian."
When isn't it my fucking turn? It's like he follows me around like a lost puppy.
You know you love
She-
me, Voss.
She smirks.
It's Lieutenant
Says,
Voss.
"I need you to go find the Marine. Hand him off. We need to talk."
Oh, thank
By
you.
the way, this is what my drone looks like, but without the guns.
Yeah, it's just cameras instead of.
Yeah,
Just camera equipment instead of guns. Sure.
basically.
I go find a Marine.
Yeah, so she waits for you on the bridge.
I go find a
Seymour,
newbie.
I'm on the shop Marines. Wow. I assume you're following the lieutenant?
Yes.
So they both leave the CIC, and the camera kind of follows. The camera stays on the as everyone leaves. The commander stays. The camera stays on Kruger, and she looks around the bridge and so the CIC. I'm gonna make a mistake a lot. And she says, "Okay, we have new orders. Shut down the comms out of the ship. In and out. I want nothing." And we see people start going to it and shutting down comm signals. She says, any communications come from the ship direct beam, send them through to the captain and the captain only. I don't want you or anyone else accessing them. Is that understood? There's a resounding shout of "sir," and then we kind of fade out of the CIC and we fade into the captain's ready room with Captain Church and Dahl. And he says, "Have a seat." Gestures to one of the chairs.
Sir. And we just sit down. It's like an economy of movements, and the chair barely leaves as the Dahl takes a seat.
He says, "We have troubling reports from Earth. Apparently, a few rocks slipped by the planetary defenses. We have unconfirmed reports of casualties sustained. We're unsure of the cause right now, but judging by the situation, my bet is the Martians."
Sir, you think the Martians would launch asteroids at Earth?
I'm saying they'll do anything to protect the new independence. How they slipped past the planetary defenses, I'm not sure. The apparently reports of damage is unconfirmed and loose at best. The Fleet Admiral has ordered a couple of the ships to return. Hard break and return to Earth to get more confirmed reports. We should be seeing more information coming in over the next few hours. But from initial reports, it seems that casualties are relatively high, but not catastrophic. We have shut down comms in and out of the ship. I'd rather there not be a panic on board.
Meanwhile, it flashes to me. Why is my bandwidth so low?
Civis won't like that.
The civvies don't get a choice. We're on a war footing. Any questions? I'll keep you informed as more information comes in. It's scarce right now.
We'll find out more when we arrive, I assume.
Hopefully. Hopefully we'll find out more sooner than that. If the comm chatter I'm hearing is correct, we should be fine to continue on our mission. Although, if my theory is correct, we might have a little bit more revenge to throw on the Martians than simply them breaking away.
How many do we expect in orbit?
The entire garrison will be ready. Their ships are of the same caliber of us, but they only have one capital cruiser. We outgun them severely. He kind of chuckles and he's said this before, right? But he says the Barca, the Alexander, and the Rommel could take this fight by themselves. We're merely here to put on a good show.
The Martians are nuts.
Hmm. They are fools. They will see the way. Hopefully, it won't take too much innocent blood to show them. Although, if they did launch those rockets, maybe a few Mach rounds from orbit.
We don't want to
Back.
occupy the place.
Shrugs. A few cracked hab domes. Show them what it's like to lose a few people. Show them the price of independence. But you didn't say that from me.
Well, the civilian footage from that would be small.
The civilians see what we show them.
I'll make sure of that.
He nods. And then yeah, we cut it's gonna take me a while to get character names.
Lieutenant
Seymour
Voss
and Voss.
and Seymour.
Yeah. Kind of walking through the halls of the ship. Where are you going? Where are you
Was it
taking
an
Seymour?
urgent directive to speak to this guy? I forget.
Yeah, I mean it was like go find a marine to take him off your hands and then get back here.
All right. Yeah, I go. We're still a week out from Mars, right?
Yeah, rough.
Yeah.
Week and a half.
Yeah, I go to the mess hall, which is where the Marines will be.
Absolutely.
It's where Marines always are.
Yeah, true that.
Acting
Yeah,
all
so
cool in the
you-
corner.
You walk in, and one of the sailors in the mess hall calls officer, officer on deck, and they snap to attention or said fast if that's needed.
Back to you. Back to what?
As you were.
As you were.
Yeah.
As you were. There it is. I forgot what I was saying for a second there.
You are a horrible commander.
Yeah, fuck,
The,
do whatever you want.
I think the sergeant of the shock marines, the squad leader of the shock marines, looks over and says, "LT, what do you owe the pleasure?"
Oh fuck! I don't have a name. Give me like.
Sorry.
No.
Yes.
What's the thing? What's the thing? Not.
Just address her by the name, the rank. Sorry.
Oh, so, oh, sorry. What did he say?
Again, just said, "LT, what do we owe the pleasure?"
Oh, I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it a pleasure. Yeah, I'm here to hand him off. I have a meeting with the lieutenant corporal.
He says, Lieutenant Colonel, but you know, same thing.
Lieutenant
Um,
Colonel.
He says, "You just got him 5 minutes ago.
Hey, not my decision. Rank and all.
But you're smiling."
Of course I'm smiling. You definitely, like, you're probably used to it by now, but definitely
Yeah.
talking like you're not there.
Yeah, I'm standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he looks across the table. "No guy, he's yours. Take him to his room. Close him up for a while. I'm
I
sure
know
he
how
has
to
some
get
work
to
to
my
do.
own room.
You need an escort, though."
Gary
Don't
doesn't.
go anywhere on this ship without an escort, eh?
I mean, he guy just like mutters to himself, but he knows there's nothing he can do, so he just stands up and is like, "Come with me."
That's the way new guy. I use his name, but I don't
Yeah,
have
okay.
a name.
That's fine. Yeah, then you're walked to your room, Spencer, and I'm assuming Voss, you just head back up to the CIC. Cool. So yeah, we follow Spencer. Like your room is pretty
Seymour.
close to
Spencer?
Seymour. Sorry, I don't know where Spencer came from. Seymour, like, we follow you, and like yeah, like your room is relatively close to the like the mess hall, like all of the accommodation is relatively
Yeah.
close to it. It's kind of a central location. So yeah, you're walked there, and the marine says, "Okay, standard procedure. If you need anything, use that compound on your wall. We'll come and get you. The toilets,
Yes,
you know where the shit is." And it says
I don't
to you again.
suppose you'd want an interview, would you?
He raised an eyebrow. "But what?"
See your side of the story. See what you think about all this.
"I can tell you what I'm permitted to say."
Yes, but that's so boring. What do you want to say?
Doesn't matter what I want to say. Ask your questions.
Yes, it does. Everything matters if you want to say something. With that, I literally just start asking random questions. Do you?
Yeah, it's like
How do you support Mars and all that shit? No, what side do you support? All that stupid shit. It's an annoying, way.
yeah, like if it's about his own personal opinion, he'll give it to you. If it's about anything more than that, he'll respond like that's classified or something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you that. And yeah, like I think 15, 30 minutes passes. You talk to him and then he leaves.
One of the main questions, in the middle of it, I ask him a question. Though it says, "So, where do you think you'll be deployed during all this? What do you think you're going to do?"
I can't tell you that.
I'm sure you can. It's
I
just
can't
me and
tell
you.
you
I can
that.
turn the camera off.
And you want to be recording me 7 other ways. I can't tell you that.
You know
You're
exactly
civilian.
what gear I have in
We're on
here. You know I don't have any other recorders besides the camera.
Shakes his head. No.
You military are no fun.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, and he turns and kind of leaves. And you look at your main combat or whatever you're using to video edit, right? Whatever you didn't take with you.
Yeah.
Data slate.
It's like a terminal thing.
Yeah.
It's called a computer,
You look
Liam.
at that. Computer. Yeah, it sounds so boring. You look at that and it's got the blinking light of the transmission received, and next to it the blinking light of no signal.
Oh, God damn it! Why do they keep cutting me off? I open the transmission.
Cool. Yeah. So you've got you open it and it's you get your standard stream of news articles and before they break kind of news stories sort of thing. And you've got one about meteor impacts on Earth.
I instantly open that.
Yeah. So it's just a text. There's no image or anything. This is just raw data that they're sending out to journalists. That essentially is reporting that 3 rocks of a rather considerable size have made it past the Earth's planetary defense and have impacted with the surface of the world, causing considerable damage. The casualties are estimated in the billions.
With that, I instantly start typing up a news report and I literally put it on the public terminal on the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
You ballsy
Uh,
motherfucker.
I will report things exactly as they are, not hiding the truth from the public.
Matt really likes Seymour.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Cool.
I mean, you got to type the article first, so
Yeah,
I think
sure.
that's a roll.
There's some time. And yeah, I think there's definitely a role to see how well I think you piece together the facts of this.
Administer, connect, program, or talk.
Talk, right?
Yeah, I think talk. This is you piecing together administer or talk. I give. This is you piecing together a bunch of information and then producing that into the best possible document you can. What's your intended? Okay, question before you roll. What's your intended outcome here? Is this I'm trying to work up? Is this a scare campaign? Is this are you literally just trying to broadcast fact? Are you trying to dull it down so it doesn't send people into a fright?
I'm trying to broadcast the fact as true as it is, while also making it a bit over, slightly bit over the top.
Oh my God, you're starting a fear campaign.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
There's
All
no
right.
there's the EDF, waiting for the EDF to comment on it or getting some sort of
There's no official
patriotic
statement.
spin on it. It's just fear.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking about possibilities links between Mars attacks and stuff.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Oh, so you do mention the possibility of it, because obviously that wasn't mentioned in the information you got, but that's a relatively obvious conclusion to reach, right?
I wouldn't say Mars attack. Then I say possible possible. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, you do the journalist thing. I'm just asking questions.
Well, you don't
Possible attack from external forces.
It'd be reasonable for
Alright.
you to think it was Mars, like if you wanted to do that.
I mean,
It's reasonable
what
considering what's going on.
conclusion do you think everybody's going to draw from possible external attack? I'm just
Do you want them to draw? Do you want to blame the spacers?
sneaky little shit.
yeah. So what is there a spin? Is there a spin Seymour is putting on this? Like, is he trying to direct people a certain way?
Yes, he's trying to direct people to hating Mars.
Okay, cool. Give me the roll.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah. So you throw together what do you think is like a pretty legit article. And then
I also schedule it to like, as best as I can. I schedule it to go out the second the external comms go back on, if I
Okay.
can.
Are you
That
broadcasting
will
it
require
to
a
the ship?
program roll.
So are you putting it to the ship? Like are you broadcasting to the internal network of the ship, or you?
Like I'm setting it so that when the ship comms turn back on, it will broadcast through the ship and through external comm.
Okay, so it's not going anywhere before that.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
That's
dude.
fine.
Oh,
They'll never turn off external anyway, so...
And if it doesn't go through, I can just put it through myself.
Sure. So yeah, the camera kind of fades out. We see Seymour typing up this article that talks about meteor impacts with Earth, like the damage that has been done by it, the possible casualty reports. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There's just a picture of Mars in the background.
This is an asteroid, and in the background of that picture is Mars.
Cool. All right, sweet. And yeah, the camera kind of fades,
good.
and we
so
see
good.
Voss speaking.
I just sent that
back,
picture to Vosses though.
back on the CIC. And yeah, I think Lieutenant Colonel Kruger kind of gestures you to come up to her. She's standing kind of in the central dais, where you can kind of see all of the readouts and everything, kind of around you. I'm assuming you step up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See
She
it, you hear a
says,
ding on your compact.
Still always standing at attention. Hands behind the back, feet wide apart.
She says, Lieutenant, how are the men?
I didn't hear that.
Lieutenant, how are the men?
Ready for action. It's been a while. We still need to properly test out the new guy. Says his name.
Yeah, sure.
They're all a bit apprehensive about Cross.
Why?
He's a civvy.
Ding.
Very limited combat experience. A liability. He hasn't been assessed yet. Like, not by one of us. Yes, we've read the dossier, but we don't know. Those are just words.
She nods and says, that will have to go on the list. Important task to accomplish. But before we hit planet 4. And how do they feel about our current mission?
Permission to speak freely. Is this permission to speak freely?
She nods.
They're excited to kick some Martian ass. They want to put them back in their place. Honestly, so do I. It's honestly kind of ridiculous they think they can survive without the Earth.
She nods. She says, I can understand where they would be coming from on that point. It's been a while since we had a more serious dust-up. Are they ready?
They are always ready. Honestly, I'm slightly insulted, sir. We're the best. Well, they're the best.
I could ask any Marine unit in the fleet and they'd answer me the same question.
That's exactly what the Marine should
The
say.
same one.
That's what we're trying to say. Because we are the best. Every single one of us.
You know, it says, I need them all armed up and ready to go. Soon.
Do you mean soon as in soon, or soon as in a week soon?
Soon. There is a possibility we'll need to control panic.
Nods.
It says, the crew, she kind of leans in. She says, there is a possibility there will be news circulating amongst the crew soon. I need it as controlled as it can be.
Am I to learn this news as the crew does, or am I privy?
We can talk in a more... She kind of looks around at the rest of the bridge crew. Private location. In the... slightly later. For now, I need the Marines ready.
Yes, sir.
She turns, she's kind of been looking away from you most of this conversation. She turns and eye contact. Non-lethal, Lieutenant. Of course. These are our own crew.
The Marines of the EDF would never harm their own citizens.
I know. Just making it explicit.
That is wise of you.
She nods. Get them ready. I'll come and brief you soon.
Now
Yes,
I'm
sir.
annoyed. I kind of wish I released my thing instantly.
Yep. You should have done that.
Can I change my mind?
You know. Okay. But you can't change your mind, but there may be things that happen soon that will
Yeah.
make it.
That's not ominous.
No, just he's about to see Marines arming up for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's report.
assuming I'm dismissed, give a crisp salute,
Yeah.
and go to the fucking mess hall.
Yeah, she turns back to the CIC. Yeah, I think fucking Dial and the captain. I think you're waiting. You've kind of the Marine commander has taken over watch of the CIC. And I think you're kind of just waiting for more news. Any further news is being relayed directly to the captain. Is there anything you're doing in the meantime?
I am thinking that basically there's one way to handle it, and that's arresting all of the journalists and putting them. No, just kidding.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's
Yeah. I'm thinking we should arrest all the journalists.
confining maybe not arresting, but confining civilians to quarters and restricting their access is not a bad call.
Yeah. So that's my suggestion to the captain. We shouldn't wait. We should just do it now.
He says, "I agree. Go find the Marines."
So Dahl gets out of the the meeting chamber, and I mean the marine is right there, right? Because they're in the bridge.
Yeah, so like the Marine commander is like Kruger is standing in the CIC, kind of looking over the zipper.
Let's see. Commander.
Titans. XO.
After a brief talk with the captain, we're gonna confine the journalists to quarters.
I
She nods.
already am.
She nods. My Marines are already giving up. I'll give the order.
Good.
She then I think crackling over your ghost talker. Fucking
Lieutenant
Voss.
Voss. Lieutenant
Yeah.
Voss, not Voss. I'm not a civvy.
man, she's your commander. She'll call you whatever the fuck she wants to call you.
She can call you. Can't. You don't have the permission.
I'm God, motherfucker. I'm the almighty in this setting.
God has to respect the chain of command.
Yeah, at which he is at the top.
I'll give you that.
Coming through your ghost talker, you hear Kruger says, I need to know where to confine civilians to quarters and restrict their access to the network.
Does that include Cross, sir?
All of them.
Thank you, sir.
You're a douche. Just the way you
Alright.
said that.
How does this play out? Like, let's go to Voss. What do we see?
Am I geared up?
You've basically just reached the Marines. Like, as you've got that order, you've stepped into the mess hall, which is where they still are.
Before going anywhere, I just, crisp whistle. Crisp whistle. Attention, boys. There's, male and female Marines, but they're all my
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Attention, boys. Get up. Now.
They're all on their feet, like all yeah.
Turns around.
Are you just calling the shock Marines, or are you calling all?
Was I given explicit orders?
No, you were just told to get them.
Handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the shock Marines immediately stand up, and then, like, I probably see hesitation on the others.
The other Marines do as well. Like,
Okay.
They all, if you call Marines, they're all gonna stand up like immediately.
There's only 20 of them in all, right?
15 normal, 5 shock.
What would I call the
Oop,
standard
ignore that.
Marines? Just
Just
Marines?
Marines.
Marines, you... Assume we need you. I will let you know, though.
Yeah, they're squad lead. Nods. We'll go get up. And they file out.
Turn
The shock
around.
Marine
Right.
sergeant looks at you. What do you need, boss?
Security. I don't know. I was just told to get up.
Roger that. We're ready.
Of course you are.
They're well aware of the fact they don't need their gear. They're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
You need them.
Yeah, I'm finding a name for the new guy with me.
Nods. Falls in with you.
Go and find Cross.
Roger that. What am I to do?
No, me and him go find Cross.
Oh, you both do? Okay, cool. So,
It's a learning
he follows
opportunity.
you. He follows you, and did you tell the Marines what the rest of them what they're meant to do?
Just gear up, get ready. I will relay further
Yeah,
orders.
the shock Marines are ready.
Oh,
They have
yeah.
fists. They don't need the rest of their gear.
The rest of you go supervise the Marines. Just go supervise them. Honestly, I don't know what we're doing. So,
Roger that. Babysit the kids.
he doesn't
Yeah,
laugh.
they fire out.
I laugh, though.
And then you and have you got a name for new guy? I think we've used him enough to justify a name.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let me get the generator up. I have it up. Oh, fuck. French name. Sardo. Sardou. Sardou. I'm assuming that's not how you pronounce it, but Sardou.
Sure. Your French accent. Fuck you.
Sardou. Sardou. I can't do a French accent. I can barely do an Afrikaans accent.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we go and find Cross.
Yeah, he
You
follows
find
you.
my camera first. It's floating. It's going throughout the hallway.
Yeah, I grab it, I assume that's not hard.
No, that's
No.
not hard.
It
It's an
tries.
easy course.
like,
You
It
just-
tries to go away, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I just grab it and throw it to Sardou.
he nods.
Hold on to it.
Oui.
Okay, fair enough.
Uh,
Yeah. Should have thought about that. Yeah, and then I guess I
I
knock
just
on the
imagine
door.
it's a stereotypical French asshole now,
Oui, you want some baguettes?
basically.
Jesus. Racist, dude. Fuck.
It's French
Alright,
rice.
yeah, you open the door and you see. How do
My
you
door's
see?
locked. My door's
Uh,
locked.
Yeah, but it's not.
I
No,
knock.
not. Okay. Yeah, Cross, you heard a knock at your door.
Hello.
Open the door.
Do I have to?
You don't get a response.
One moment. I quickly save and hide my work,
Sure.
and then I open the door.
My orders were just to confine him to quarters, right?
And restrict access. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
gonna say I brought Sardou because he's the tech guy.
Sure.
Now that I know, yeah, I mean that makes sense, right?
That's fine.
Until further notice, you are confined to your quarters, and you have restricted access to your comms.
What the fuck? How am I meant to
Sardou-
do anything?
Do we-
Sado goes to walk past you to your commune.
Don't you touch my comm. I need that.
You can't stop me.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still, I need that.
You
Yeah,
get a little
you-
chuckle out of Voss chuckles at that.
Sado looks over his shoulder at you, Cross. Voss.
Well,
Fucking, why do
can he
vote
stop
for
you?
Vosses?
it's Voss. VOS. Yes. Yeah, just look at him.
Cross.
Yes, but I'm cross. CRSS.
Oh god, I'm sorry. Holy shit, I'm sorry. That just
Yeah.
connected.
Why
You
do you
should-
always get similar names?
You should just call him Seymour because he's not a.
I'm going to. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not. I fucked myself. Yeah, I look at Sardou. Well, can he stop you?
I
Can
already
I?
said I can't.
Yes.
I'm not going to try. I'd rather
All
not
three
get
of us
beat up.
realize that you cannot stop him. It is a humorism.
Yeah, he turns and starts entering commands into your comm system to lock you out from the network.
I watch what he's doing.
Yeah, he enters a series of passwords that lock you out essentially. He turns done.
You know, that really sucks.
I feel like this goes without saying, but do not attempt to bypass those blocks. Otherwise, you will be reprimanded. And not a civilian reprimandation, a military one. You are in a military vessel, following military regulations. Do we have an understanding?
I take a moment to think.
There's just this tense silence.
I mean, there's nothing I could do, so I'm gonna have to say yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with yes.
Oh, thank you so much. I would hate to punish you.
We both know you wouldn't.
Now, you with me. I point to you, and I start walking.
Me.
Yeah, I point to you. Yeah, Cross. Seymour Cross.
Why?
Why do you ask so many... He gets halfway through that, realizes why he asks so many questions. Because I have to assess your combat capabilities if I am going to trust you in a fight.
Oh. Okay. I suppose if that's what you feel necessary. Think Matt's hearing ghosts?
I don't know if I need to be quiet or not. I don't know how thick these walls are, and it's like 4 a.m. Yeah, I just start walking.
I begrudgingly follow.
Yeah, Sado, go and babysit the kids.
You know, it's turns about and leaves.
Do all of the
Does
shocks...
he leave the camera in my room?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
he just like throws it out of your bed or something. Like, he's not gentle.
It follows. It just like hovers itself and starts following.
I don't think I realize.
What was you had a question? You started a question.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, he forgot it.
Yeah,
Cool.
no clue. It was important. I know it was important.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then you gotta restrict access to everyone else, right? I don't know how big our civilian crew is, but it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
than just
How, is this the only civilian?
No, there are more. Sado's.
Okay, then I go tell him to go and do the same for every other civilian. Oh, the question was...
Civilian?
yeah, civilians. That's what we call them. Do all the shock marines have ghost walkers?
Yes.
Okay, I just tell him that in the ghost talker then.
Okay. Yep, they'll go and do that. They'll round up the rest of the rabble and confine them in the quarters.
Okay.
I don't know why you're doing this.
Because I have not seen shit.
Is there
Go
anything else?
complete it.
Is there anything else, Dahl, that you want to do before we go to the weapon certification?
No, that's fine for now. I need some extra time to consider further action.
Sweet. So yeah, Voss, we follow you and
Liam,
And
can I
look at the
make an
weapons range.
educated guess that if once the comms go back on, will my message get out?
I mean, you say it. Sorry, it's getting late. Once the comms, you've queued it, right? So
Yeah.
once the comms go back up, it'll just auto send.
So even though my system's locked, it'll still work.
I mean, if it's locked, it won't get access to the network, which is a requirement of that, right?
Oh, yikes. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, I completed my goal.
Seymour has some sort of, I think he has some sort of tech savviness to him. He might be able to work something out.
Yeah.
6+1, bitch.
Yeah, he might be able to figure something
And
out. past
program
that block.
+0.
And you're an expert.
That in fairness, that block is kind of assuming that whoever you put it on is going to follow what you say. So it's not amazingly difficult to break if Seymour wanted to.
Yeah.
And I
Come
also
on.
have a personal data slab.
So, yeah, what do we see? We're down at the digital weapons range.
I think we're standing in front of a rack of weapons, just like the fire blanks or whatever, like the training stuff.
Yeah.
I just point to the biggest gun and say, that thing looks scary.
That thing will vaporize a man almost instantaneously.
Oh, joy.
Do not touch
Can
it.
we not?
No, not yet.
Not ever, please. I don't
What have you
see
been
that.
trained in? Sorry.
Define train.
Oh God. Ah. What do you have experience shooting with?
I would say pistols and some hand-to-hand.
You see him contemplate something for a second, and
Well,
then...
do you see the
Oh my
widest grin ever spread across?
No, he just his eyes shift to they're looking you see when someone's thinking, for a second, and then disregards that, and points to a laser pistol, because that's easy to shoot.
One moment while I add that to my character sheet. Laser pistol. Where the hell is
Laser pistols
it?
probably aren't training ones, since it's a laser.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fire like an actual laser.
Yeah.
or not a damaging laser.
Or there's like
It's
a
a
training
laser tag
setting
gun.
or whatever.
Yeah,
It's a
literally
laser tag gun.
It's literally like a laser tag.
Yeah, it just simulates shooting. That's kind of cool.
All right.
So, what do you want me to do?
I go. See that target down there?
You mean the person or the green thing?
It's also a digital range. So like you have a little bit in front of the shooting position, and then a screen, which then simulates distances and wind, and whatever. You can set it up to do almost anything.
Yeah, I just like target range, like easy as fuck.
Yep. It's like a
You have
25-meter range.
you have a +1 in shoot, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right. See that target there? Shoot the
Yeah.
tiny red dot in the center.
I take out my gun and
Come on,
Oop,
get a
didn't press
natural
one.
20. Oh.
I mean, wouldn't it be like a...
You not only miss the little red dot, you also miss the target as a whole.
Is target AC
Wouldn't
10?
it be just like a shoot skill? Just roll the shoot skill and then...
Nah, it's still an AC 10 shot.
Alright.
It's not a hard shot. He just rolled like poorly.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah. You're not
Yeah.
actually bad.
It suits my character though.
Yeah, so you miss. He's standing behind you. He grimaces. Well, that was not... It wasn't great. Your posture is not bad for someone who says they haven't been trained, but, not bad. You clearly have some
Gun is
potential.
surprisingly heavy.
It is a gun. Have you not held a gun before?
Plastic.
Oh, for the love of God. Okay, alright. Shoot it again.
I take another shot.
Is that a 1?
Was it?
1.
Yeah, so he
Oh
hits
my
the target,
God.
but it's like the one next to the
It's
the
a
target
bullseye
is
in the other
hitting.
one.
That is almost very impressive. Almost impressive. No.
Thank you.
No. You were meant to hit that target.
Oh my god, there's like a civilian, like there's the difference between the target and the military target, and he just shot the civilian.
Yeah, 100%.
You just killed the hostage.
Well, it's his fault getting away.
Okay, this clearly is not working. Let's try something else. Walks down range, stands where the target is. Shoot me.
I'd laugh if I got a nat 20 on this.
No, I really want you to.
Are you sure that won't this hurt?
No. No.
Okay then.
It literally won't do anything. Dude, fuck yes. Fuck yes.
So like this is great because the range is like a 25-meter range, but the distance between like the shooting point and the screen is like 5 meters maybe. So like Voss is standing 5 meters away from Seymour, and Seymour finally gets.
Still love that though.
Wait. Oh, that's not very far. That's
It's still
far.
funny.
Yeah, no, it's good. Where do you hit me? I'm like AC 10 right now, so you hit me. Where do you hit me?
Just directly in the center of the chest. Actually, like right here, basically.
Are these live rounds? No, they're not
No.
right now.
It's
No,
laser.
they're not.
Yeah, alright.
You just hear like a bleep. You probably just hear like a bleep that says positive hits,
Yeah.
and there's like a score, center mass.
No, it would it would say miss. Wait, no.
It says miss. It absolutely says miss.
Because I'm
but
standing
you
in
can
front of the
see,
target.
Like, yeah, you can see the when he shot, you saw the painted like little red.
Yeah,
dot.
whatever it is. Yeah.
It's painful.
Alright, there we go. Now we know how you shoot. You like to kill. You don't do well with dummies. You're a killer. I like that.
Wait, what? I'm holding the gun away from me now. No.
Yes, you shot me, but you did not shoot the targets.
It's a fluke.
No, I doubt that. I walk forward. Alright, hit me as hard as you can in the face.
Wait, what?
Punch me in the face as hard as you physically can.
I just go and then I literally just throw the punch.
Yeah, hit me.
Good
Please hit me.
strength.
Hit me.
I don't
You
actually just
roll
let
a
myself
skill
an
check.
unarmed
That is the
attack.
wrong thing.
Yeah, you need unarmed.
You can literally
What the
just
hell's unarmed?
you can just add it's under weapons, so you can just
I got it.
like add it. Yeah.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me. It hits.
Yeah, it doesn't, but yeah. Well, no, it does. Yeah, it does. I'm AC 12. Yeah, that hits. You roll 2 damage? Okay.
I pull my hand back. Fuck, you have a hard face.
You have a hard fist. Look, I'm slightly impressed. Maybe you won't get us killed. Or yourself.
I'd rather not.
Well, no shit. No one wants to die, do they?
No, not particularly as far as I know.
Unless it's in a glorious... Unless it's in a glorious... Oh, unless it's in a glorious manner. Then that is a
No,
good way to die.
I'd still rather not.
Oh. You haven't seen people die then, have you?
I like living. And no, I haven't. I'm normally just a news reporter.
Of course you are. What? How the fuck did you get this position?
To be honest, I volunteered.
You volunteered for something that is most probably a... He gets like a quarter through that word. You volunteered for this?
Yes, I have my reasons. My family's on Mars.
Are
I
they
want to get them
Martian?
safe.
Or are they Earthers?
No,
And where
they're
the fuck
from
are they
Earth.
on Mars?
They weren't there before. They weren't there after the war started.
They weren't there after the war Why are you going to
They
Mars
didn't
if
go
they weren't?
after the war.
They're
They
currently
didn't go
on
after it
Mars.
started.
Okay.
Yes, they were there before this all started.
But why? It's Mars. Not a lot to see there.
My wife is a university teacher. She was working at the university. The kids were with her.
Slaps you on the shoulder. Like, probably a bit hard. Oh, you're married, are you? Oh, congratulations.
I told you I have a family. What did you think?
Well, not everyone who has a family is married. Some people get divorced. Some people don't choose to get married in the first place. Some people just have kids without a partner. It's a modern world, you know.
I'm married and I have kids, so yes, they're on Mars right now, and I would like to get them off Mars.
Well,
No, before we explode it.
we're not going to explode it. We are taking Mars back. Stopping this.
Yeah, just
ridiculous
wait
little
till you
revolt
hear
of
the
theirs.
news.
What?
Oh my god. Foreshadowing.
Mars attacked Earth.
Bull fucking shit they did.
I take out my data pad and send you the thing I had.
You can't send it. You don't have access to the network. You can show him physically.
Yeah, but then he'd take it off me.
I mean, yes, he would probably do that, but
Good
you
thing I
have
have 2 compad's.
you have like 5 compares.
I came prepared.
Dude, nice. Do you show it to me?
I show you my compad with the email on it.
Do you hand it to me?
I hand you one of them.
I love that sentence.
You don't know how many I have.
Yeah, fair. I scroll through it. Like, what conclusion do I come to?
So the information basically provided is the first reports of a meteor impact on Earth has occurred. Initial reports state that 3 impacts have happened, ranging all across the northern hemisphere.
Fuck you.
And casualties are like possible casualties are in the billions. That's an estimate based on approximate population figures, but
Early reports and all that shit.
Yeah, he like scans through it, scans through it again, scans through it again. How reliable are your sources?
Very. I've known them for a long time.
That
Why
doesn't
do you
mean
think
shit.
I got this job?
I
Why do you
think
think I
the
got this
thing-
job?
the thing that stands out most to you, Voss, is that it's like Earth has a ring of like defense satellites that are meant to basically shoot down or crack open any rocks that are falling towards Earth.
I guess shaking in his head as he's reading it. Someone fucked up really badly. This should not be possible.
My thoughts exactly.
Has
Why do you think I?
Go on.
Why do you think I'm concerned about my current well-being?
Have you shown this to anyone?
Just you.
Let's keep it that way. People react. Ooh.
They're going to find out sooner or later.
Yes, through the chain of command. And that will prepare them more.
I may not be the only one who has this information.
I
There
highly
are
doubt
other
you are.
reporters here.
But it hasn't gotten out yet. So let's assume it won't get out for now. Do not show this to anyone, okay?
Understood.
He puts the compad in his like a pocket of his own.
I need that.
You can have it back later. I don't want your combat. I don't trust you fully yet. You're a journalist, and your job is to get the news out there. You're not a military man. You don't, respect the chain of command.
I'm locked out of the network, and even if I wasn't locked out of the network, I'm also locked out of the communications network. What do you think I could do?
Physically show it to people like you just showed to me?
I showed you because you're an officer. I feel like it was kind of my duty to show you something like that.
Can you roll a persuade check? Like or a talk check? Like, it's not hard. I just...
That's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
It had better be a goal to befriend Matt's character or something.
He squints at you. If I find out you have shown this to anyone, I will... Well, you won't enjoy it. He hands the compad back.
Thank you.
Back to your room.
You're not going to guide me there.
Of course I'm going to guide you there.
Then why bother telling me? I know where I'm going.
Starts walking.
I follow. My camera was recording all of that.
Yeah, I think then I noticed the camera. And I just... delete that footage.
I stand still for a moment, blink and say, done.
Alright, I'll pretend to believe you.
I point to the cybernetic implant on my temple.
Just because you say you've done something with cybernetic implants does not mean you've done something with a cybernetic implant.
Good point.
Yeah, just take him back to his room.
Alright. What do you do from there?
Me?
Yeah.